They were built to endure the unimaginable, buried in forests, carved into mountains, sunk beneath cities. The bunkers of World War II weren't just fortresses, they were secrets. Sealed, silent, and almost entirely forgotten until now, decades. After the war ended, something strange began to happen. Storms unearthed sealed doors. Explorers fell into hidden tunnels. Archaeologists and even ordinary citizens began stumbling upon remnants of a world locked in time. What they found inside. It defied logic, it challenged history, and, in some cases, it terrified those who dared to enter. Let's take a journey into the 16 most mysterious World War II bunkers ever discovered and the chilling things found inside. Number 16. The Storm that revealed the past. Huvig Beach, Denmark. In 2008, a brutal storm slammed into the Danish coast. But instead of just altering the shoreline, it ripped open time itself. Underneath the wind-swept dunes of Huvig Beach, for Nazi bunkers emerged from the sand. Fully intact, furnished, untouched for over 60 years, what lay inside felt less like a discovery and more like an intrusion. Rusting bed frames with worn-out boots still beside them. Military uniforms folded neatly as if waiting for their owners to return. Pipes, half-empty schnapps bottles, Hitler postage stamps, everything was eerily preserved. Even the communication systems remained wired into the walls. Electrical cables dangled from the ceiling like vines in a haunted jungle. And in one chilling corner, a shelf of small vials likely intended for gas attacks. How had these relics remained untouched? And more disturbingly, why did they feel so personal? Number 15. The Ghost Fleet beneath Hamburg. By the war's end, Germany's most advanced submarines, the Type 21 U-boats, were locked inside a concrete bunker in Hamburg. Never having seen combat, then, they vanished for 40 years. No one spoke of them. No one knew if they'd been destroyed or simply forgotten. But in the 1980s, demolition workers stumbled upon something buried deep beneath a shipping terminal. The wrecks of U-505, U-3004, and U-3506. Their hulls were almost perfectly preserved. The air inside the bunker was still stale, like it hadn't been disturbed in decades. What's most unsettling? Over 300 pounds of dynamite had once been used in an attempt to destroy the bunker. It barely made a dent. To this day, those submarines still lie hidden beneath Hamburg, not destroyed, not removed, just waiting. 14 Bones beneath the Wolfslair. The Wolfslair in Poland, Adolf Hitler's infamous Eastern Command post, has long been a place of eerie silence. But in 2015, silence turned to horror. Amateur archaeologists digging near Hermann Göring's former residence made a gruesome discovery. 5 human skeletons, 3 adults, 1 teen, and an infant, all stripped of clothing, all missing their hands and feet. Some claimed the extremities had simply decomposed. Others whispered darker theories. Were these victims executed, mutilated, or worse, hidden in haste to cover up a crime? The remains had been buried just inches below the surface, completely unnoticed for 70 years. Right beneath the home of one of the highest-ranking Nazis. Coincidence or something more deliberate? Number 13. The hospital beneath the hill. Beneath the island of Jersey, in tunnels known as Ho 8, lies a place where life and death danced in the shadows. It's an entire underground hospital built to survive a full-scale Allied invasion, but no invasion ever came, and so the hospital remained. What's left today is a haunting monument to preparedness. Gurneys lined up in neat rows, surgical rooms sealed behind gas-proof doors. Even now, the air is filtered through the original 1940s ventilation system. Temperature, a constant 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Mood, chilling. It's as if the doctor stepped out for a cigarette and never returned, but here's the real question: was it truly abandoned? Or simply sealed too soon? Number 12. The bunker that wouldn't die. In an overgrown forest, an explorer stumbles, literally, into a hole. Below, he finds a forgotten German command post. Nothing too unusual at first, until the lights come on. The ventilation system still running, electrical panels still humming, maps, wires, air filters, perfectly preserved. A green sign, Route Zulu, a name tied to Cold War contingencies, and then nausea, sudden, overwhelming. He throws up the moment he leaves. Toxic residue, mold, or something more unnatural. He never went back, but the bunker remains, humming in the dark, like it never accepted the war was over. Number 11. The backyard tomb, Kent, England. During the pandemic lockdown, Rebecca Hobson did something simple. She lifted a stone slab in her garden. What she found was anything but simple. Beneath her feet lay a 160-foot-long World War II air raid shelter. Untouched for over 70 years, dust hung thick in the air. Rat traps sat in corners, unmoved. Bottles, bowls, and battered tinware were still where they'd last been used. One narrow tunnel led deeper into silence. The far exit, completely sealed. There was only one way in and one way out. Through Rebecca's garden. It felt less like a shelter and more like a forgotten crypt. Where voices once whispered, hearts pounded, and time froze as bombs thundered above. Now, viewers online call it the underground time machine. But those who visit describe something else, an overwhelming sense of claustrophobic memory. #10. The last orders from a dying Reich. In the ruins of Hitler's Berlin bunker, amidst scorched desks and collapsed ceilings, Captain Michel Leroy stumbled on a pile of forgotten papers. At first glance, just old documents. But as he read, the truth emerged. These were Hitler's final communications, telegrams, letters, military orders. The last fragments of a collapsing regime. One note from Martin Bormann simply read, "Things are screwed here. The chief will remain no matter what." Another, from Hermann Gring, attempted to seize power. The reply labeled it as treason. Among the chaos, a child's drawing sent to Bormann by his daughter. Flowers, butterflies, a soft touch in a nest of madness. These documents, kept hidden by Leroy's family for decades, revealed something chilling. Even in their final moments, they were still planning, still believing, still lying to themselves. #9. The chemical tomb beneath Wales in the remote Rhythm Valley, hidden inside the Welsh Hills, lies a facility that was never supposed to be found, long sealed off. Its walls had once housed over 3,000 tons of mustard gas. This wasn't just any wartime bunker. It was Britain's secret chemical weapons plant. So secret, even the Nazis never learned of its existence. When explorers finally broke through its sealed doors, they were met with decay and dread: crates of corroded canisters, rusted valves, pipelines snaking through the rock like veins filled with poison. And deeper still, a cabinet of untouched wartime documents. One coat pocket still held a pack of cigarettes, unsmoked. Forgotten. This was more than a bunker. It was a laboratory for nightmare. And here's the kicker: this site also contributed to Britain's early nuclear efforts under the Tube Alloys Project. The Manhattan Project's roots may have started in this tomb. #8. Inside Hitler's final fortress, Berlin, 1945. The war is over. The city is ashes. But below the ruins, the Fuhr bunker remains. And inside it, the ghosts of the Third Reich's endgame. Soviet troops found what history had only guessed: a blood-stained sofa, a shattered ampule of cyanide, a pistol. Nearby, the collar of Hitler's dog, Blondie. She'd been poisoned first. A test run for the cyanide meant for Hitler and Eva Braun. Her perfume bottles still stood on a vanity, as if she might return for one last touch. Maps torn from walls. orders half-burned, and a child's drawing. Still pinned to the wall, bright, colorful. Surrounded by the stench of death, the bunker didn't just witness the end of a war. It was the end. And everything inside it was preserved like the world's most twisted museum. Number 7. The Corridor of Bones *. A grainy video surfaces online. A dark corridor. Flashlights beam across walls stained with time. At the far end, a pile of skeletons in decayed SS uniforms. This wasn't fiction. Rumors link it to the long erased Mazy Battery, a hidden Nazi stronghold in Normandy, rediscovered in 2004. The site had been deliberately removed from post-war maps, bunkers, gun emplacements. Even a secret hospital, all buried for decades. But this latest find suggests something darker. On the wall behind the skeletons, one word is smeared in black paint, a crude swastika. No one speaks on the record. But insiders whisper that the FBI was present during the recovery, whatever was found down there. It wasn't just bones. It was a story someone clearly wanted to stay buried. #6. The Bunker Bar of Dortmund. Dortmund, Germany, beneath 5 feet of concrete, was a party frozen in time. Built in 1940 to shelter civilians from Allied bombing, this bunker was meant for survival. But what archaeologists discovered inside was a bar, fully stocked. Bottles still behind the counter. Menus offering beer, schnapps, even pineapple ice cream sundaes. This wasn't just a shelter, it was a post-war social hub. Zergrada, they called it, and it operated until the 1970s. Inside, nothing had been looted. No graffiti, no vandalism, just silence and that unmistakable stale scent of lost time. After only 2 days of exploration, the city resealed it. To fragile, to haunting, and perhaps to revealing. #5. The bunker in Argentina. For decades, conspiracy theorists claimed Hitler escaped to Argentina. But when investigators uncovered a bunker in the Argentine wilderness, things took a dark turn. Inside, Nazi banner sermon documents scanned goods from before 1945 and weapons. Marked with swastika. Layout of the bunker was militarily precise. Reinforced corridors, storage rooms, makeshift living quarters, even a map with coordinates that matched a location cited in declassified FBI files. A location where Hitler was allegedly spotted. And then there were the blank passports, authentic, stamped. But ready for someone who never showed their face. Is it proof of escape, or just a chilling replica? Either way, the myth refuses to die. #4. Latvia's buried war chest. Latvia, November, cold winds bite through the morning air. For history buffs, amateurs, really, follow a tip from a farmer. He'd struck something hard while plowing an empty field. What they unearthed wasn't just a bunker, it was a sealed military shelter. Frozen in time, wooden beams still intact, floorboards untouched. And inside, a hidden treasure trove of Nazi weaponry and personal gear. Bayonets, rifles, helmets still bearing faded insignias, gas masks so well preserved they looked ready for use. Personal effects scattered across the floor, a journal, a spoon, a scarf, the most heart-stopping moment, a live hand grenade, still armed. Still waiting, it took specialists to safely remove it before the team could continue. The items were later sent to the Latvian War Museum, but the emotional weight that stayed behind. Each object told a story, each one whispered a final moment before someone vanished into the chaos of war. #3. The rocket that almost changed the world. Northern France. La Coupole, beneath 55,000 tons of concrete sits one of Hitler's most ambitious secret weapons, the V2 rocket. Inside this bunker, time stands still. Galleries echo with recordings of bombing raids. Walls are marked with the faces of resistance. FIGHTERS deported, tortured, executed, * visitors find handwritten letters from prisoners. Farewell notes never delivered. And then, the rocket itself. Tall, sleek, deadly, * it looms over the floor like a steel god, surrounded by tools, schematics, and fragments of its brutal past. * red carpets mark off restricted sections, beyond them footage of deportations. Diagrams of extermination methods. * this wasn't just a weapons lab, it was a cathedral of horror. Built in concrete. * and the V2 wasn't the end. * because here, buried in the shadows, were the roots of the space race, and the blueprint for warfare that would leap beyond Earth. #2. The blockhouse of desperation. * in France, near Watten, there's a structure that almost rewrote the war. * the blockhouse de Perlex, also called the Deerlex bunker, was meant to be a launch site for V2 rockets. It was massive, industrial, a technological marvel. * but it was never completed. * allied bombing raids struck before it could go live. Yet what remained inside feels like something pulled from a science fiction nightmare. Transit halls that could fit entire trains. * rail tracks stretching into darkness. A half-finished liquid oxygen plant. * old sacks of materials still lie in corners, hardened like fossils. Control rooms show detailed, meticulous planning. * and in one section, a memorial to the forced laborers who built this place under brutal conditions. The site is now a museum. * but nothing there feels safe. Even empty, it radiates tension. * what would have happened if this site had been completed? One word. Devastation. 1. The V3 Supergun, a weapon from the abyss. * deep beneath a chalk hill in northern France, the Memoix tunnels were discovered, and with them, one of the most terrifying engineering projects of World War II. * the V3 cannon. Unlike the V1 and V2 rockets, the V3 was designed to fire hundreds of projectiles per hour, directly at London. * not from above, but from below. * 5 inclined shafts buried in the earth, each capable of launching shells every 6 seconds. That's one explosion for every heartbeat. * the tunnels were huge, wide enough for trains. * storage bays for ammunition. Platforms for supplies. * all carved deep into the earth, hidden beneath farmland and chalk. * fragments of machinery and collapsed tunnel walls still remain. * some sections are blackened by RAF Tallboy earthquake bombs, the very ones that stopped the project in July 1944. * and then there's the most chilling part. * evidence of forced labor. Scattered shoes, bedrolls, crude tools. * signs that men lived, worked, and died underground, and were sealed in when the tunnels collapsed. * the V3 was never fired. * but the intent behind it, annihilation at scale, still haunts the halls where it was built. These aren't just bunkers, they are time capsules, graveyards, war rooms carved into stone. * each one tells a different story of survival, of madness, of invention, of horror. And yet, more remain buried. Across Europe, forests still hide sealed doors. Fields conceal forgotten tunnels. * so we ask you, what secrets still lie beneath our feet? * if you could explore one of these bunkers, would you? And more importantly, would you come back the same? * let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more forgotten history, dark discoveries, and the mysteries they left behind.